Starting the questions, bro.
This is it.
Alright.
This is it. Who are you? What's your name? How old are you? And what state do you live in?
My name is Billy Carter. I'm 19 and I live in South Carolina. I work at a place called West Marines and I just take boxes and put them in the truck. That's about it, really. Yeah, I enjoy doing it a lot, man. Called my last job, I was working at KFC. And before that, I was working at Burger King. And Burger King was some shit, man. I fucking hated that shit. Man, I had to make all them burgers, man. They'd be like fucking lines going like all the way around the building. And I had to make all them fucking cheeseburgers and shit. Motherfucking managers yelling at me, yo, make the burgers faster, faster, faster. And I was like, man, this shit horrible. Then I was going with one of my friends in Charlotte and go pick somebody up. I was supposed to work that day, but I went to Charlotte with them instead. So I lost my job. One of my friends' grandmas was the manager at KFC, so I got hired down there. It was crazy because I filled in my application and shit, and I took it down there. And like the first day, they were like, alright, you got an interview tomorrow. I was like, shit, you know?
Say that again?
I'll let my nuts hang.
So, would you say that KFC was a better experience than Burger King?
Oh yeah. Because they wasn't all on my dick and shit.
Repeat that.
I said I've never had sex with a man, but I'm open to new experiences.
They were still on my dick talking about making that chicken and shit, but it wasn't as bad as Burger King.
How would you describe yourself?
Man, I'm the coolest kid in the world. I've been saving up money. I'm gonna buy a BMW. I make beats too. And one day I'm gonna blow up and I'm gonna be the next Metro Boomin.
What do you do on a day-to-day basis? What do you enjoy to do?
Most of the time when all my free days off, I be smoking blunts and shit. And then sometimes I be at home just watching TV, Family Guy, American Dad, something like that. Yes, sex. I like to have a lot of sex.
Our chicks wish y'all could have.
But I don't usually get to because my bitch grandma, she don't let me get no bitches in there. Matter of fact, last time I had a bitch in there, my grandma walked in and was fucking. I had to jump up out of the bed, she had to jump out of the bed, and I had to hold my grandma back and shit once she tried to get her clothes on and shit. She was walking out the door, and when she was walking out the door, my grandma, when she was walking down the steps, yanked her by the hair, and she was running down the street hard because she was scared, and I was scared too. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Yelling at them and shit, going down the road, and I'm just like, fuck you motherfuckers. I didn't even get my nut, man. I didn't even get my nut. Yeah, because she went to jail, and I got kicked out.
What'd you do when you got kicked out?
I came down here to my homie Chris's house. Shout out to the album and shit. Yeah.
One night stand.
Yeah. She thought we was going somewhere, but I wasn't planning on going nowhere. She think we together, but I just be fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Where did you grow up? What was your upbringing like?
I grew up in Clover, in an apartment when I was a kid. And my mom and dad always got in fights and shit. And then if I got in front of the TV too many times, they would lock me in my room. And you know what? All I had to watch was Chucky, like on the little VCR tapes and shit. I had a little TV in my room. And me and my sister had a bunk bed. I used to eat ice cream and shit, because that's all we fucking had. And they had roaches and shit, man. They never cleaned up the house. We'd go in the kitchen and fucking dishes stacked up everywhere, roaches and rats crawling everywhere. It was crazy. This was from when I was first born all the way up to maybe when I was like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm. Were your parents strict on you or anything like that?
I wasn't allowed to be too loud. Wasn't allowed to walk in front of the TV. Wasn't allowed to do anything really. So I mean, they were strict, but all for like the wrong reasons. Always fighting and shit. Me and my sister would always have to hide under the fucking little table we used to hide under while they fight. Like, they go hard too. My dad used to beat the shit out of my mom. Yeah. Like, you know, I was little. I don't really vividly remember it that well. I mean, I remember a little bit, but not like in detail. But like, it grew me into a better person. So I knew exactly how to treat people and shit. When I was about 6, my mom and my dad split up, and my mom found some dude, and this dude was old as fuck. His name was Lee. I remember being in the backseat of my mom's car, and she was like, where you want to go to your grandma's, or do you want to go with Lee? I guess I said Lee because that's where we went. Got down there, and everything was cool down there while my mom was there. But see, then that shit didn't work out. So she had to move out and move back in with my grandma down there, and I was stuck with him all alone, and he turned into an alcoholic. And that shit was crazy. And my little brother was there too, because my mom had another kid with him. And then I remember one time we was having a cookout, and I don't remember what I said. That motherfucker like did a whoop-ah, like a fucking karate kick on my ass, man. That shit was crazy. I was like, what the fuck you do that to me for? And like the worst part about it is when he kicked me, like his truck was right behind me. So when he kicked me, my head went back, fucking bopped my head on the fucking tailgate. So I got a fucking double hit. You know what I'm saying?
How would they talk about you?
I feel like they'd say I'm the coolest kid in the world. And that I'm a very comforting and caring person, because I'm a very good friend, man. I be doing everything, bro. If you need me, I'm there.
So on June 15th, 2015, you made your first YouTube appearance with a certain individual by the name of Chris Lang. How did this video come to be? The video is my homie Jeff the Killer.
I don't know, man. We was just hard into that fucking creepypasta shit, and Jeff the Killer is one of them motherfuckers we talked about all the time. I don't know. I guess we just made a video about it.
Would you say that you were scared of Jeff the Killer at the time?
Man, I mean, not really, but kinda at the same time I was, man. There was this one picture of that one motherfucker that was online. It freaked me the shit out. I don't know if I could find it again, but that shit was scary. And every time I looked at it, it felt like my mind had demons in it. Like it was transporting demons from his eyes into my eyes. And it was intense.
Do you regret that video at all? Because there's some scenes where you're very obviously underage and you're jerking off on the bed.
I mean, it was cool at the time. It was good memories, I guess. But going back and watching it now, it's cringy as fuck. It really is. I mean, some parts of it. Some parts was alright. Were you talking about my family and shit?
What'd you say about my mom?
Yeah, what'd you say about my mama?
What'd you say about mama?
Man, I didn't say crap, man. I didn't say crap, man.
Were you talking about my family and shit?
What'd you say about my mom?
Yeah, what'd you say about my mama? I like Jeff the Killer a little bit more than that one.
How would you describe your past/present relationship with said Chris Lang?
From the first time.
Even when you used to bully me on the bus. Would you
I remember back on the bus, man, and we used to make fun of him. He had just moved from fucking New Jersey, and we used to make fun of that kid. I remember chilling in the back of the fucking bus with Chris and talking about fucking Amazing World of Gumball and shit like that. Like stupid little kid shit, you know what I'm saying? And then one day I was watching WWE SmackDown on TV at home. And I went outside because my dog was barking. And I walked down there to the end of the fence. And guess who it is? It's Chris Lang and his father walking down the road. And then I talked to him and we started hanging out almost every day. Making videos, fucking around, beating the meat, and all kind of shit. Anything that you could possibly think of, we would do it. And then we stopped hanging out because my grandma didn't like him or something. Fucking did some shit. She used to think we were gay. And then he hit me up a couple years later, and he came over to my house, and we talked, chilled at my house a little bit. And then a couple months later, shit happened. Got kicked out my house. Ran. I was running down the street. Ran right to my homie Chris's house. And here we are now, a couple weeks later, chilling right here, making this documentary.
What happened when you stopped hanging out with him? Like, what did you do? Who'd you hang out with? What happened?
Well, didn't have a phone, so I couldn't really talk to nobody while I was at home. So I didn't really fucking get out the house that much. So I'd just be chilling at home playing some Grand Theft Auto 5 all the time. I used to fuck with that director mode. I used to go on there and like fucking make biggest fucking ramps ever and just fucking launch my ass into the sky. But then after a couple months of that, I don't know, fucking got a job at Burger King. Then I didn't have time to play video games no more. When I got a job at Burger King, first thing I did was save up to get a phone. It was a used Galaxy S7 for like fucking $80. Then I got Snapchat and all that shit. And I met Bryce. Didn't really have any friends like that when I first went to the high school, you know. And he was like the first one to like really talk to me. And like really like got me to meet other people and shit. That's when I started getting friends and shit. Smoked my weed for the first time when I was like 17. Yeah. Shit's crazy. Motherfuckers starting at like 12 and shit. When I ain't started at 17. I went down to my friend's house. He had this little smoke shack, he called it. And he had a bong. Took like one hit of that motherfucker. I ain't cough at all. And that's crazy. And off of one hit, man, I was high as shit. Fucking sitting there having whole conversations with his dog and shit. Just sitting there chilling. Then I met this dude. We was doing all kind of shit. Coke. I mean, I didn't do the coke. We was selling it. Most of the time it wasn't even like real shit. Like chalk. You know, we'd take fucking chalk and shit and grind that shit up like into like a fine powder and like mix it up. He drank lean. I ain't never fucked with the lean because I ain't feel like getting on that hard shit, you know what I'm saying?
So, Bryce, we're gonna go to that.
Oh shit. Man, he was my best friend at one point. Like I said, like he was the one to help me like actually get friends, you know? Taught me how to be a cool kid basically. And then one day, back when I first started vaping and shit, I was scared to have that shit on me while I was at school, and I told him to hold my jewel for me. This one chick wanted me to go sit at lunch with her. He was all over there at one lunch table, and I went over there to go sit with her, and he came over there and he was like, yo man, Officer King came by and took your jewel, so I ain't got it no more. And I was like, what? Like I believed him, but there was like this thing in the back of my head saying something was up, you know? Like I got back to my classroom, and like I was in there with like you know, my friends at that time, they all had that class with me. He was like, they don't just come walk up to you and take your shit and then leave. They tell you to follow them, and then they search you in the room. We was all talking about how we was gonna get this motherfucker back. So we went up there to Charlotte, where it was at, broke into his house and stole his TV and shit, had a knife and cut him up on the chest and shit, and then we dipped, and that's it. We cut him. We had a knife and we cut him.
You cut Bryce.
Yes, we cut Bryce.
You cut Bryce.
Yes, because we had knocked on the door and he opened it up. We just busted up in there, right? He fucking starts trying to wail and shit. He just walked up behind him like we just fucking all got in a circle and fucking grabbed him by the fucking right there in the stomach, pulled him back and slammed him on the ground, and we was just holding him down.
What are your future plans, man?
I want to be a construction worker. That's what I went to high school for. Like I got a little completer certificate because I took all 4 of the classes for the building construction and shit. And plus, like I've been saving up for like a PC and shit so I can get FL Studio, pursue making beats a little bit more. I had always fucked with speakers and shit when I was little. Like I had fucking homemade sound system in my home room and shit. That shit loud as fuck. I just like fucking sounds and shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm just fucking start making beats and shit. And I fucking $15 FL Studio Mobile, downloaded that shit on my phone and stuff so I can get some practice and shit. And that's where I'm at now. Migos is definitely one of my favorite rappers. I like the way like beats that like people like Gunna and shit be using. Like I fuck with how like they sound and shit. So I wanna make beats like that.
You wanna play some for us?
Yeah.
Sure man, sure.
Take 'em out.
Sure.
Alright. I don't know when. Yo, no, we hang. Get the fuck.
If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Alright, these motherfuckers can't come. Oh shit, these motherfuckers can't come with me because of legal reasons. So we gonna head up there all by myself. Yeah, this shit my house right here, man. Shit my house right here. This shit's sexy as fuck, I ain't gonna lie.
Wait till you get up in here. It's the bit spot, bro. This shit bad.
Man, this is my room. You see that shit? Yeah. Got that shit right there. We got that stash up here. You see this? Yeah. Got this shit in here, man. Got bowl. Yeah. Got a mirror right there. Ooh, bitch, drip the fuck out, boy. Oh, shit. Yeah. Got a speaker right here. Wow. These up here on the wall. TV.
Okay, dude, now we're gonna talk about your drug use.
Drug use?
Yeah.
I can't smoke at my house 'cause my grandma will get mad at me. So I found out about these dab pens, man. Like, I've been smoking them for like a whole year now and she ain't never figured out. But on that first one, I fucking hit it a couple times. I ain't feeling nothing. Like, fuck, I done wasted my money. This shit ain't working. Then my grandma, this baby, like Easter time, she had called me in her room. She was talking about Easter eggs and shit or some shit like that. Then that shit hit. And I was sitting there, high as shit, talking to my grandma. Couldn't even understand what she was talking about. And I'm just trying, the only thing that's on my head is, when am I going back to my room so I can sit down and watch some Family Guy, some shit, you know what I'm saying? And then, nothing really crazy happened for like a pretty good minute. So then, I started getting into coke and shit. I never done any coke because I tried to stay away from the hard shit. Except for when I was a kid, I used to pop random ass pills. And I used to find like, I had no idea where I just fucking take them shits. But anyway, I met up with this one bitch. She was a fucking cokehead. She did fucking coke and shit. And I was fucking her one day. After we were done, she fucking pulled out a fucking bag of coke from this Nike shoebox she had sitting on her dresser and fucking lined that shit up. And she lined me one up and asked me if I wanted to do one. And I was like, no. She fucking gets mad at me because I don't want to do the coke with her. And she's sitting here yelling at me for like 15 minutes because I wasn't doing the coke with her. I fucking took the little straw and I fucking tried to play it off, like do it real gentle so it kind of stayed in the nostril area right here and then go all the way back here. And after I did that, I walked out of her room like real cool and calm and shit. But as soon as I got out of her point of view, I fucking ran down the hallway to the bathroom and fucking got that shit out because I ain't fucking with that shit. Hell no. And then we just fucked one more time and I went home. Man, I used to sell that shit. That shit was scary. Like, I was always scared. We wasn't just rolling around with a little bit at a time. Like, we was talking about a trunk packed full of shit. And we riding down the road. And like, I'm scared the whole time. Because if we get pulled over, we're fucked for that shit. That's a lot of shit. Never getting out. So I had to stop doing that shit. I was only doing it for like a month or two.
There was one time that you passed out in school or something like that. You're in the bathroom.
Oh, shit. Fuck. At the end of the day, we walked to the bathroom. I hit the fuck out of that shit. I'm talking fucking hitting it and hitting it and hitting it as hard as I could, man. Cause I'm like, damn, I missed it so much. I tried to walk out the fucking bathroom and I was buzzed as fuck. And I fell in the hallway and some teacher saw me. She's like, oh shit, get the nurse, you know, and fucking had the nurse come in. And like, that shit only lasts for like fucking 3 or 4 minutes. So by the time the nurse got there, I was straight. Like, I was fucking back to normal. And like, I could fucking get up and shit. Like, I was walking around on my own and shit. And them motherfuckers forced me in the fucking wheelchair when I was up walking by myself. Like, I was fucking walking straight lines, fucking looked at my eyes, did all the fucking tests and shit, and I was straight. There was nothing wrong with me. And they still made me sit in that chair, and they still made me go to the nurse's office. And that was some bullshit, man. I could have just fucking walked away, but because I was on the way home. Like, they wouldn't even let my homie take me home. And fucking, I had to go to the nurse's office and they called somebody. And I had to wait for somebody to come pick me up, and she forced me to have a fucking ice pack on the head because she told me. And then my mom died. She was there for me when I was little, but she wasn't like there for me when I was grown up. They say it was a suicide. What happened was they say that both of her wrists were slit and her throat was too. But like, I don't understand how somebody could slit both of their wrists. And I ain't talking about like just one. I'm talking like multiple, like on each wrist, and cut their throat. I don't see how somebody could do that themselves. She was on meth and shit. She was a meth head. She was all on them crazy drugs. It is what it is. Life goes on. So one of the saddest points in my life was living with my stepdad, and he was beating me and shit. He got mad at me because I was laying in my room one time and it was fucking a hailstorm happened, and this motherfucker talking some shit about, I don't know, about Jesus' punishments or some shit like that. The motherfucker yanks me up out of the bed, puts me outside right in the hailstorm, and he had me in that shit. It's like, this is something bigger. This is gonna turn into something else. He used to drink all the time, fucking calling me names and shit. He used to call me fat all the time. I'm like, damn man, that's fucked up. And he used to not let me eat, so I'd have to fucking wake up in the morning, sneak in there, and grab me some crackers or something to eat.
Are you straight or gay?
Straight or gay? I'm probably gonna have to say straight, cause I ain't getting fucked in the asshole. I ain't doing no fucking in the asshole unless it's for at least a minimum of $1 million. If you give me $1 million, I'll fuck the shit out of a dude. Black, Asian, fucking anything for $1 million. For $1 million, I'll do it, or more. Max is 50 million or more. If you give me 50 million, I'll do whatever you want. I'll fucking suck that dude's dick and let him nut in my mouth. Like fucking have a whole oral cream pie going on in there for 50 million. Yeah, because I'll be set for the rest of my life. For only 10 minutes, I do that shit.
Dude, that BMW is in your hands at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Here's the real question. Are you a tits man or an ass man?
I would have to say I'm probably an ass man. Yeah, be liking them thick asses, man. Thick asses that can just bah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What do you think about those 2 albums right behind you?
Oh, these 2 albums right here, man?
Yeah.
Oh, they're dope, man.
Oh,
I like them a lot, man. I like that song. I hate babies. I hate babies. I hate babies. Yeah.
Not on that album, but... Okay.
Oh, it's not on that album.
No.
My name is Billy Carter, the coolest kid in the world, and this has been Digging Deep. Now, fuck